What is up, everybody? We are live with an Anfield Agenda match reaction. I've just done my quick match reaction. Now, delighted to say I'm joined by Mr. Chris Stonage, Mr. Paddy Murphy. Before I ask the lads their take on the game, just want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Manscaped. Don't forget, my friends, you can get 20% off and free shipping store-wide at Manscaped. Doesn't matter if it's the Performance Package 4.0, if it's the 2-in-1 conditioner, shower gel, whatever your little heart desires this Valentine's Day, make sure you get yourself sorted out with our discount code WFN20 to get yourself 20% off and free shipping. The link is in the description below. Right, gentlemen. Chris, I'm going to come to you first. I heard you were in a Twitter space there with some of your Cardiff mates just before we came on air. I want to get your take of the atmosphere first of all, Chris, at the game today, because people were moaning in the live chat about it, but surely it's just because one, it was Cardiff, and two, it was a ridiculously early kickoff.
Yeah, I don't get it, really. The people who are moaning, you tell me if they were there and they would have made the noise. It's just ridiculous. 12 o'clock kickoff, like everyone's either hungover or knackered. It is how it is. Every 12 o'clock kickoff in the world is like that. If it was at the CCS, if it was at Old Trafford, if it was the Nou Camp, it was at the Dortmund Stadium, even it would be pretty dead in comparison to what it usually is. So yeah, it's nothing really. But luckily the boys got it over, and we managed to win the game.
Yeah, enough of the boring bollocks now, right, Paddy? Straight into it. Luis Diaz, what?
Hey,
do you know what? Before the game and when he signed, I've never been more sure of a player that's just going to hit the ground running, and he didn't put a foot wrong. He was so there was actually one point he should have scored. Like, there was one point where Bobby could have played him in. It was just a poor enough pass, and you could see he was a bit annoyed. But he is going to be different gravy. That the first half, yeah, admittedly we're not going to write home about it. But wow, that second half was endorphins central. You had Harvey coming back, you had Luis Diaz coming on, you had Jota scoring a beautiful header, you had bloody Thiago coming on. It was just endless, just good feeling. And I don't know what it is about this season, but it just feels like history in the making. It's only the second time in Klopp's tenure that we're in the 5th round of the FA Cup. You know what I mean? We have Norwich. With all due respect, we're going to pace them. It's at Anfield. I'm no disrespect. Well, actually, full disrespect. Who gives a fuck? It's only Norwich. We're going to, do you know what I mean? Like, Luis Diaz is going to be he was class today. And when he went down, my heart sank. I genuinely was like, no, this is cruel. Surely not. Because it looked like he was doing all this. I was like, no, that usually means he's finished. But thankfully, it was just an impact injury and he should be fine. But yeah, really excited. I hope he gets to start on Thursday when I'm in there at Anfield. I was very surprised to see him thrown in so quickly. The language seems to be a problem. Well, Klopp mentioned it, and he was like, we don't have a common language right now. But obviously, he can speak fluently Portuguese with Pep and the boys. But I think the sooner, well, Klopp's not going to learn Portuguese or Spanish, sorry. But the sooner, he just get his English up to speed as quick as possible. And yeah, he's going to be an integral player. And Harvey Elliott, by the way. C'est magnifique.
I mean, Chris, I don't really want to talk much about the first half at all, mate, but I suppose we should really just touch on the team selection today from Jurgen Klopp, how strong it was, and finally, how good our bench looked for once. Because today, without Mo and Sadio even, we've seen some squad there, baby.
Oh, blimey. That is squad depth personified, isn't it? We had 18 players who probably could feature, maybe barring Adrian, in the first team. They were fantastic. I was very, very surprised the fact that we had such a strong 11 out, but I suppose it's probably because we haven't played in a couple of weeks, and they need to get up to speed for Leicester. If we were playing in the middle of a schedule, I guess it would have been different. But yeah, I was happy with the team selection, and luckily you got it right with the substitutions as well this time.
The big incident, gents, and the game maybe changed at this point. I got to ask both of you about the Caoimhín Kelleher incident that came from, toe poked pass from Bobby Firmino towards Milner. It was left a little bit short. Cardiff player nicked in ahead of him. Nope, that was for the goal. I'm absolutely talking shite here. Sorry. Caoimhín Kelleher incident came out, didn't make. Sorry, I was fucking thinking about the goal there, 2 steps ahead. Caoimhín Kelleher. My initial instinct, Paddy, in real time was red, but I can only assume that the referee and the VAR who did look at it adjudged one of two things: either Canade was there in cover, or that Kelleher. I can't even say that he didn't make contact, Paddy, because he did.
Yeah, initially, and as you said, in real time, I was a bit worried. However, looking at the contact that was made, I feel like it's justified that it wasn't a red. I think, it had he have, as the commentator said, got higher up the leg, then you would have been in trouble there, and it would have meant that's just English domestic competitions. Yeah, I thought Queeveen had a couple of shaky moments today, and by couple I mean two. That one and another one when he came out needlessly. But I think it was just he shouldn't have got a red, but it was close. But Allison's done that a few times as well. So it's just we play a high line. The keeper sweep sometimes. I'm not too worried about it. But he was not lucky, but he was lucky he didn't get higher up the leg.
For me, Chris, I wasn't even thinking really about the contact from Queeveen Kelleher. It was just down to was he the last man thing? Was he denying a clear goal scoring opportunity? I mean, the tackle was never a red. If we're just talking about the contact from the tackle, to me, no. For me, it was just, was he the last man? Was it a goal scoring opportunity? You being a qualified referee, what's your take?
Yeah, 100% that, Craig. If Konate wasn't covering, sorry,
I think we could pour into a minimum, sir.
After that game, it's to a maximum, Craig.
I had a little bit of happy juice at one point. I won't lie.
If it wasn't,
I was on my knees for DIAZ goal.
If it wasn't for Konate covering, it would have been a red card for me. But as soon as he said, the commentator Sam Matterface, who is a shite commentator, I'll give it. But as soon as he said, that it wasn't given a red for the denial of a goal scoring opportunity, then I was absolutely fine with it. There's no way that's a red card in any shape or form, and a load of Cardiff fans are really disappointed with it. But it's no way. If it was their side, I know what their opinion would be. So yeah, no way is it a red card.
Well, on that, Chris, what we are talking about red cards, they're also lucky to finish the game with 10 men. Because to me, second yellow should have been dished out for the gobbiness towards the linesman.
Yeah, I can't remember. Was it Will Volts, the lad who was being gobby?
Yes,
yeah. The lad with the long throws, the Rory Delat regen. But no, he was quite lucky. But I don't know whether they're very keen on giving second yellows for dissent. I've never really seen much of that. So, yeah, I think they're just a little bit avoiding of that at the moment.
Paddy, today, obviously, headlines will be about Luis Diaz making his debut. But the emotional moment for me, mate, came one when Harvey Elliott came on, and two, how he absolutely nearly took the net and all off with that left-footed strike, mate.
Well, that was special. That was a lovely goal. And people say, "Oh, it's only against Cardiff." Doesn't matter. That technique to pull that off in your first game back is just exceptional. At 18 years of age, and I cannot believe that's his first goal for Liverpool. It feels like he scored before a few times, but that is his first ever Liverpool goal, which is mental. I don't know why I felt like he scored before, but yeah, he's like I said.
I would have bet my life Paddy had scored before.
Yeah, but apparently he didn't.
Wow. That has stopped me in my tracks, mate, honestly.
Yeah, but I know it was an exceptional finish, and Harvey Elliott is going to be a key player for the rest of this season. This season was his breakout season, is his breakout season. It was cut short, but he comes back in prime time, primed and ready for the big games, and he's just a fantastic footballer. Like, there's youngsters that, you have to nurture and you have to blah, 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 and get them up to speed. Harvey Elliott is ready-made. Like, he will be, if not already, well, he will be a world-class footballer. It's obviously too soon to say that just yet. He hasn't, made a lot of appearances, but I think, he will horseshoe himself into our best 11, and that could be at the expense of, well, we'll discuss that, but I just love the man, and he's only 18. It's just insane. That technique was insane.
Real quick question for you here from a super chat, Paddy. Random question for Paddy. Approximately 16 games left in the Premier League. Which would be the biggest disappointment to a team if they didn't finish in the top four?
Well, I think a natural answer would be, like, obviously, City and Liverpool are stonewall. I think Chelsea are to a degree. I would say United, given who they've signed, the money they've put in, and Ronaldo. Them not getting top four would be the biggest disappointment or biggest upset, you could say, or it would cause the most turmoil, I would imagine.
It'd be unreal, wouldn't it?
I don't think they will get.
It's going to be. I don't think
Tottenham. They're not getting top four. I think Tottenham will get it. I don't think United will get top four at all.
I'm the same. Chris, home draw against Norwich in the 5th round. Happy days. Happy days for the Auto Cup scheme. Happy days for the Reds. Happy days for everything. Just happy days, mate.
Not happy days for Norwich. They thought they were rid of Liverpool, but they're going to have to play them twice more at Anfield this season. Poor bastards. 4 times they played us this year. Honestly, I'm
yeah.
very, very confident. It's the first time now that in a long time that I've been really confident in our cup draws. I'm in the firm belief that draws win cups. We've seen that with Manchester City in the last 4 or 5 years. Really, they've never really had a tough draw until a final. And we always have had like a Premier League team away in a third round, which is ridiculous. So yeah, I'm really happy, and hopefully that should get us through to the quarters.
I mean, Paddy, we're talking about handy draws and all, but James, Middlesbrough at home, that's a fairly handy draw, isn't it?
For most teams, but Man United are built different. Unbelievable. Yeah, really funny watching that. Nothing better than United like making a mockery of themselves. But we've become so accustomed to it, it's great. But no, as Chris said, I think draws most definitely do win cups, and you listen. You'd like to think it's a formality to beat Norwich, yeah. And then you're one game away from Wembley again. No, semi-finals. No, FA Cup semi-finals are in Wembley, aren't they?
Yeah, semi-finals are in Wembley as well. Yeah.
So do you know what I mean? Like, you suddenly, and this Carabao Cup final is going to be so big if we can win it. Not just for the sake of winning the trophy, but for the mentality, the mentalidade. You know what I mean? As the Portuguese boys would say, or the Brazil. It's going to be a mega, and I really hope we can beat these Chelsea shower of vermin. But yeah, no, I just have a tingle in my Manscaped balls that this is going to be the season. It has to be. There's so much potential.
It's almost criminal, Chris, to think of us not lifting a few bits of silverware this season. I mean, just the introduction of those boys in the second half, Chris, for me, just set off an attacking flare in my brain. And I'm just wondering, are we got to go 4 attackers moving on? Because we looked legit there when we made that little change in the second half, the little formation change.
I don't like to bring rugby into things because I can't stand rugby, but
how did Wales get on at the weekend?
Yeah, I know England were terrible. Wales were also terrible. So that's my 2 countries.
And England, yeah.
But Eddie Jones,
half scarf merchant, eh?
Eddie Jones always uses the term finishers instead of substitutions, and I think Liverpool will have that in the form of maybe Diaz, maybe Mane, maybe Jota, Firmino, all of these players that could be interchanged. Elliott is another one now. I think James Milner's the prime form of one. He always comes on when we're winning with 10 minutes to go. But yeah, these players can come on and play half an hour and have just as much impact as players who are playing an hour. And that is really important to have in a squad, especially if you're going for 4 trophies like these players are.
Yeah, we are. Aren't we, Paddy? Quadruples on, mate, isn't it?
The quadruple thing, it's kind of like in my head, while it's possible, I'll always say it. But genuinely, you're looking at least a treble here. Because I see us.
I'm laughing because I love it, not because I don't agree.
No, because I think we have to believe we're going to beat Chelsea in the final. But we're looking at an FA Cup quarter final already, draw depending. And I think we do win one of the big ones. The Premier League is the less likely one, but I will settle for the Champions League and a cheeky treble. Absolutely.
I tell you what, Chris. I mean, I like to think that I do my bit for the environment, and I just can't see the point of us playing all these Champions League games home and away, mate. I mean, just think of the carbon footprint we could save if they just gave us the trophy now.
I love it. I'd absolutely love it. I'm not quite as confident as Paddy in terms of getting so many trophies in. We have to remember that we still have to be lucky in that draw. If we draw Bayern Munich in the next round, Manchester City, maybe there's a lot of big teams in the rest of the games. In the Premier League, we're still 6 points behind Man City if we win a game, our game in hand. So there's a lot to do. There's still 3 rounds of the FA Cup. There's still the Carabao Cup final. We could end up with 0 trophies this season, and I don't want to piss on anyone in that way. But it's piss on anyone's cornflakes. But
there's only one man you want to piss on.
Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott is my new king.
Hang on, he's mine. Leave him alone. Don't be going near Harvey. Here's one, lads. Again, thank you for the super chat. Think of how strong or how our bench used to look, Paddy, and then it looks today. And that's before the lads even come back from the AFCON. I mean, I'm so damn excited now.
That's what I was saying. I actually put out a tweet saying I'm actually emotional at how good our full squad is. That's injuries dependent and stuff. We've had a bad run with injuries like over the last couple of years. I I just pray we can keep everyone happy and healthy. On the the quadruple, the treble, I do think this final against Chelsea is a real pivotal, could be a turning point in the year, both good and bad. There's no guarantee we win that, and then you suddenly lose that, and then it's a bit of a depressing feeling. Don't get me wrong, but then suddenly Carabao Cup doesn't matter anymore, So we can adjust things. I'm just a lot of importance on that now. But I'm really excited. Our full squad fully fit is scary. To be able to bring off people like that off the bench is unreal. And as you said, we have the ability now to do like a 4-2-4 in the second half somewhere against lesser teams and just go for the jugular and make sure that we wipe the floor with them.
This is, again, Chris, trying to keep with the good mood, looking strong for the run-in, players coming back at the right time, exciting times ahead. That's what excited me most today, mate. I mean, you take it we're going to win the game. Cardiff made a lot of changes, but just how slick we looked at times there after Elliott and Luis Diaz came on. And I know it's only a little cameo of Luis Diaz, but we've seen an encapsulation of why we bought him there in that brief time he was on the pitch.
I mean, the assist for Minamino, if it counts as an assist, because it technically did deflect off Jota, but I mean the way that he dribbled that ball, just the close control, that's a real technical quality of a Jurgen Klopp player. And look, I'm so excited. He brings a completely different dynamic to our attacking options. Don't get me wrong. I am optimistic, but at the same time, I don't want to get too high just to be burst. For my balloon to be burst in that way. I'll
get high enough for all of us, mate. Don't you worry your ass about that one. Paddy, here's one for you, mate. Thoughts on the defenders today? Because I wasn't overly impressed with Canada, if I'm being honest.
I thought the defense was solid, to be honest. I thought Virgil was great. And I didn't see anything from the defense to worry me. I didn't notably say I wasn't impressed by Kanate, I don't think.
It's more,
the goal was
more his passing that worries me. He seems to be a bit slack in passing. And when you're passing out from the back like we do, I could think of 2 occasions today maybe where we gave the ball away. But yeah, look, aerially and stuff solid. And I'm not trying to put a downer on this. I'm more thinking ahead to Thursday.
No, I get what you mean with Kanate, but I feel like that just comes with the territory of not playing every week. Out of everyone, you could say he was the slightly shakier one, but I still have a lot of trust in the man. We still have Joel is still around, isn't he? Or is he injured?
Yeah, he's fine.
He was there today, wasn't he?
Everyone's fine apart from Oxen Gomez.
Joel is Joel is still there. He's still probably better than Canada just for now, but he had been shaky in previous weeks. But I think we can alternate. That's why it's good to have the competition we have. And all steam ahead to Thursday. Not going to be an easy game. Like Leicester, they're very up and down, but they do have the potential to hurt you. And team selection for Thursday is going to be really intriguing to see what they do. I think officially the AFCON lads will be back. Probably the loser before, so let's hope it's Mane, to be honest. But we'll see. I'm just excited to see more Luis Diaz, Papa Diaz.
Yeah, on Thursday, Chris. I mean, midfield wise, what would you be thinking? What would you like to see Klopp go with there on Thursday against Leicester?
The hipster in me wants Harvey Elliott to start. I really do.
The romantic in you wants Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Depends what sort of romantic you mean. But no, I'd
love Harvey. Elliott, Thiago.
Elliott, Fabinho, Thiago would be my choice. I mean, I would not be.
Thiago's fit.
I would not object to Henderson. I would not object to Keita. I would not object to Oxlade-Chamberlain. That's the blessing of having so many options. And honestly, it's fun. I wouldn't object to Jones either. I don't think he was. I saw him getting a lot of stick today, ridiculous. At least he's taking shots.
To be fair, he was taking the piss with the shooting.
It wasn't great today.
If one goes top bins, everyone's hailing in the King of Anfield.
But they didn't.
Man, see this Brian Dunny in the chat. Oh, only Cardiff. United just lost to Middlesbrough, mate. These games aren't. You know what I mean? You play what's in front of you, mate. What are we meant to do? Sit here depressed that our team won 3-1 and we had a debut. Shut up, mate, will you?
Plymouth challenged Chelsea a lot more than Cardiff challenged us today. Kidderminster challenged West Ham a lot more than Cardiff did to us today. Don't forget, these teams have been playing football. Premier League teams haven't. There's a lot of There's a lot of variables that come into it, rather than just, this team is a Premier League team. This team is not.
I'm so proud to see my boys grow up and start fights with the chat. It's usually me. I'm so proud to see you guys coming through and feeling the same way. Yeah, I agree with the midfield, by the way. I'm starting to get a little bit worried, Paddy, about Jordan Henderson. And I say this as one of his biggest fans, supporters. I thought he just doesn't look like he has the legs anymore.
Take away the captain's armband, and he doesn't start every week. He's been started in some games purely because he's the club captain. And people may disagree with me or whatever, but that is the truth in my opinion. I don't believe he's a part of our strongest 11 anymore. His powers are slowly but surely waning, and there's no harm in it. He's a great player, great servant. I mean, he still can offer us a lot, but for me, he doesn't start in our best team. And going forward, I'd like to see him dropped.
Chris, would you agree?
I wouldn't say his powers are waning. I'd just say Liverpool's powers are gaining.
Perhaps
Liverpool are potentially outgrowing Jordan Henderson with the likes of Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones coming through, and Thiago as well. I mean, these players are different levels and have potential to go to different levels than Jordan Henderson. Let's not get us wrong. Jordan Henderson has never been a world-class midfielder, but he's always been a good option, and he always will be a good option. And I just think the fact that people built him up to be this world-class midfielder was a little bit wrong. But
Wash your fucking mouth out, Stonage.
He's not world-class. He never was. But at the same time, he's never been average. He's always been good.
I don't know
about that, Chris. I mean,
when's he been world-class?
You know what? I'd have to agree. I don't think he's ever been world-class. I feel like Liverpool have been world-class, and he's been able to perform to a level to keep him in the team. But I don't think him himself has ever been world-class.
He's good. That's it. Right? Let's not build him up or knock him down. He's good. That's it.
I'm trying to replay things over my brain here. I wonder. I mean, Chris made a very, very good point there about maybe the team outgrowing Henderson, because I remember for me, Paddy, I thought a very similar thing about Lallana at one point.
Yeah, listen, and there's not people get offended by things like this. There's no harm in it. Football moves at a rapid pace. Some players keep up, some players don't. Some people fall below the pecking order, and it's just the way of life, and not just football. It's the way of life. People get really offended. How could you? And I made a tweet about this. It's like, oh, he's our captain though, and being the captain shouldn't guarantee you starting if you're not good enough anymore. You know what I mean? In my opinion, the captain should be Virgil, and he's no harm in him being the captain when Henderson's not playing, which is how it is usually. We are outgrowing him slowly but surely, and there's no harm in it. We thank him for the service. We keep him there, as Craig said in the previous stream. You relegate him to the Milner role because Milner's going to be leaving. You put not quite not quite as sparingly as Milner's used, but to the Milner role he goes, in my opinion.
I just want to take a real quick sec as well to just say again a happy birthday to Liz Golden in the chat today. An absolute regular on the channel, celebrating her birthday all the way over in Florida. She's the mammy of the channel, Chris. So lots of love over to Liz.
Shame James freaking Milner couldn't score for you, Liz, but very happy birthday to you. And yeah, hopefully you had a very, very good day.
So the
podcast is outgrowing you. What podcast, Steve, you donkey? You're watching a YouTube video.
I know. And I'm the boomer here. This is what makes me laugh at times, Paddy. I'm the boomer, and even I don't come out with that type of silliness about calling it a podcast.
Funny. Happy birthday, Liz, by the way. Happy freaking birthday, dude.
Right. Here we go, Chris. What team we selecting for Leicester? So, Trent, Robbo, Matip, Van Dijk.
I stick with Konate.
Alisson.
I stick with Konate.
Ooh, okay. Konate. We've picked the midfield. Up top is actually the area I'm very intrigued to see how you guys go, because I agree with Paddy. I think the loser of the AFCON, I don't think definitely doesn't play this game on Thursday. The winner of the AFCON definitely doesn't play the game on Thursday for me. The loser potentially, because they'll probably be back a day earlier. The winner obviously going home to celebrate in their home country. So DIAZ to start, we all agreed?
Honestly, yeah, because I didn't think he was going to see any part today. But the fact that Klopp's thrown him in already and he had a good cameo, I think you do start him. Why not? Strike while the iron's hot. There's no better time to start him when you have his competitor probably not available. Yeah, I think, yeah, for sure. And because I'm there, I would love to see him starting and see him look at them Colombian moves. Woohoo, baby!
I would give him 60,
wouldn't.
Chris. I would. I'd give him 60.
I'd almost give him 30. I probably wouldn't start him. If Mane comes back early, especially, I'd probably start Mane for 60 minutes and then play Diaz for 30. I think his impact will probably be better off the bench than it will be starting. But look, it's not my decision, it's Jurgen's. If Salah comes back early, then I think he starts as well. I think whoever loses will play immediately.
I don't think so, man.
Salah's had an extra game technically, hasn't he, Paddy? With the 3 lots of extra time here.
Yeah, to be fair, actually, that's a good point.
I think both of them get a grace period of a week or so. I don't think there's any rush of getting them back to Leicester. We don't need them right now. We've coped without them. Give them both a break, especially Salah. And I think they both deserve a week off. I don't know. I'd be surprised if they're thrown straight back into the fray. There has to be some player welfare to be taken into consideration. Now, they've all been playing games while the rest hasn't. They're fit and ready. Let them have a break. I think it'd be unfair to expect them to come straight back in.
The fixtures.
And Salah needs a rest, 100%. Salah needs a massive rest.
Get
them ready, get them up to ship shape for the Inter game, and that's all I care about, really.
We've got
Luis Diaz can play in the meantime with Kay Gordon.
Leicester, Burnley, Inter, Norwich, Leeds. I'd probably say they get half an hour against Burnley and then start against Inter. Would that be
5 wins for me, Chris? There, right there, I'll name them off. That's 5 wins.
Inter's the one I'm worried about, really.
I think
I'm worried about Inter.
A lot of people are underestimating Inter Milan. They are still the champions of Italy.
They are,
and they're not shy, Craig. They're good. That's dangerous
against AC again. Bottom,
mate,
they're shit.
They've
got nothing about them. They've no fight. They've got no flair. They're just too technically proficient. There's nothing there that's going to cause us trouble. We destroy them home and away.
You look at Liverpool, right? So you watch that one game against Milan. You look at Liverpool in one game against West Ham, for example.
I've watched more than one Inter Milan game this season, Chris.
That's fair enough. Then that's fair enough. But I still think a lot of people
will score. I'll give you that. Dzeko will score at some point. He loves to score against us, but no Barella.
Yeah,
so he's out home and away. I just don't see how they trouble us. I mean, Paddy, you believe we'll have a bit of trouble with them, but what worries you about them?
Lautaro Martinez, Angel Correa, Joaquin Correa. They have dangerous people, and they're very good defensively. Stefan de Vrij, Handanovic in net. Fucking what's his name?
Handanovic is finished. To be fair, I will say that he's washed.
I don't know. I'm not. I was way happier with the Salzburg initial draw, but I'm that Perisic. I don't think it's going to be as easy as we think at all. They're a historic club as well. Like they're going to turn it on for the European night. We should beat them, but it's not going to be easy by any stretch.
I think they'll definitely have fight in them for the European night, but I think we score an away goal there. No, away goals are out. I'm just saying we score a goal over there and take a lead. To me, Chris, and I just don't think they'll have the stomach for it over 2 legs.
I don't think they do anything at Anfield, if I'm being honest with you. And I suppose to put it into context, we did play Nat Phillips and Origi and players like that and away at West Ham, away at Milan, AC Milan, sorry, and beat them pretty easily in the end. And they're only a point behind Inter Milan and beat them the other day. So I know it's not a direct correlation, and I still worry about Inter Milan. I really do, but I do think Liverpool are the favourites and have enough to get past them.
And what I'd like to add to that is I have bad memories of Inzaghi's and Champions League nights, and we have an Inzaghi in the opposing dugout. So you know what I mean. Just now, you can never be too sure when it's an Inzaghi in Europe.
I mean, I take Chris's point about, Inter winning Serie A, but I guess I'd come back and say it's one of the worst Serie A leagues I've seen in the last 20 years, Chris. It just isn't the league it once was.
Yeah, it's definitely not, the prime 90s Catenaccio league that it used to be. Even in the mid 2000s, when they had obviously AC Milan, the club that they had back then, and Inter and Juve before they had Calciopoli, obviously. Nowadays, it's not quite the same. but it's still a strong league. It's still got some strong teams in it. It's not quite the same as it used to be, but they are still something to be wary of.
I hope I'm not in for a shock, but I'm extremely confident going into that game. Lads, before we finish up today, I want to ask you both for your man of the match in today's game. We had a vote on the channel. I won't tell you the results because I don't want to skew your opinions, but Mr. Murphy, I'll come to you first.
You know, I'm a football romantic, haven't I? So I'm gonna go for the star boy. I'm just gonna give it to Harvey. Fuck it. Harvey for me.
He was brilliant. I will agree with you. He was absolutely amazing when he came on. Chris?
I have to agree. I think the man who he came on, I think he completely changed the game in the midfield areas. We kept the ball so much better when he was there, created more chances. Yeah. He's genuinely so special. I would go for him 100%.
I think I agree with both of you about his performance, but I think I like Jota today. I thought, again, he just showed a lot of the positive stuff that he has about him. In a game where Bobby wasn't really at it, I thought Diogo looked willing as always. And that header, by the way, I don't think we've discussed that enough. Oh my God, what a header.
He, I think when we signed them, Wolves fans were saying that they scammed us. We scammed them. I can't get over. He's such a good finisher. His heading ability is insane. It's for a man of his stature. He's not a big guy. Unbelievable. Not to mention he plays FIFA on Twitch and has a full Liverpool team, so that he couldn't live as if he couldn't love the man anymore. What an absolute hero. But yeah, I wouldn't disagree.
I've never seen a Cruyff nutmeg in the penalty area before.
That was unreal. Oh my God.
That was poor finish, but yeah, that was lovely. Ali McCoist was Ali McMoist for that touch.
I think we were all about Ali McMoist there, Paddy, in all honesty.
Yeah, even though he was also moist for looking for a penalty. Never a penalty, by the way. But Jota, I just hope his future stays down the middle. I think he's a number 9 for us, and he's going to get better and better and better.
That goal,
and lead us to glory.
That goal, nearly goal. Beautiful ball in from Cardiff. How did we not score after the turn, Chris?
I know.
He will take us to victory. And when he's running down the left wing, cut inside and score for LFC. Better than Figo, don't you know?
Portugal. Better than Figo, don't you know? Oh, his name is Diogo.
Number 20. He will take us to victory. And when he's running down the left wing, he'll cut inside and score for LFC.
You laugh from Portugal. Better
than Figo, don't you know? Oh, his name is Diogo.
I still don't like that song, lads. I won't lie. I still don't like it.
It's so good.
I love it. I love it.
He wears the number 20. I love that bit.
By the way, I had an epiphany. The DIAZ song. I know we can sing it too. You know that. La 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 bamba. La 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 Luis Diaz. He scores for the Reds. He comes from Colombia.
I'm all for a bit of La Bamba, Paddy. I'm always up for a bit of La Bamba.
Can we recycle
he came from Porto. He scores for the Reds. He's fucking. That could be the tune.
I'm all over that. Sign me up for that, Paddy.
I think that's recycling. You can't recycle a song for me.
Wait, who? Yeah, that's someone else's, isn't it?
Rafa Benitez.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We've also got the Luis Suarez, the one that we can nick as well.
Oh, let's not nick our own songs, boys. Let's make our own.
Yeah, I suppose I knew that. I had that in the back of my head.
Let's not nick our own song. Si Senor, one of our best songs. Absolutely.
Paddy, are you aware?
Oh yeah, it's all yeah, but let's not nick our own songs. So don't change.
Could be worse. We could be singing "Is This a Library?" I'm fucking sick of hearing that. By the way,
where's your famous? Where's your famous?
That was actually quite funny though, because it was like, But like, it's 12 o'clock against Cardiff in the cup. Relax. Do you know what I mean? We're not robots. They're not going to get up for that. It'll be loud on Thursday night when I'm there. I'll be leading the orchestra in the main stand.
Don't get excited.
I mentioned I'm going, by the way. You can tell I don't go often.
let me tell you. The lower main stand is the quietest part of the ground.
The quietest part of the ground. Mr. Murphy's about
no one over there, Christoph.
I love it. I fucking love it. Gents,
I
I'm
might
going to
run to the
call it a
pitch.
day. I will see everybody at 6:30 Twitch, AFCON watch along. Paddy, what have you got coming up? Any FIFA streams, anything planned?
I've got a big, dirty 20-game FUT Champ FIFA stream tonight from 9 p.m, sir, on Twitch, Mr. Paddy Murphy.
We love that. Make sure we get over and give Paddy some support. Mr. Stonich, what have you got coming up apart from worshipping at the altar of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, whom we wish a speedy recovery, and of course to Joe Gomez as well?
Yeah, I haven't actually got a clue, to be honest with you. I've got uni stuff to get on with and more Anfield Agenda streams to be on. That's pretty much it. To be.
By the way, Craig.
Oh, Paddy, actually, somebody did ask me this. One of the lads has a spare ticket to the Leicester game. I know you're going over there. I don't know if your travelling mates all have tickets, but this gentleman did ask me, or somebody did ask me if I wanted it, and I said I wasn't going, but one of your lads might need one. So if anybody needs to get in contact with you around, what's the best way? Instagram or?
Yeah, if someone wants to send me a DM on Instagram, Mr. Paddy Murphy, if they have a ticket, I definitely think we'd be interested in that. Yeah, I'd appreciate it a lot. We can obviously give you a few.
Stream deck in hand. I like it. Well played, sir.
Yeah. What's it?
Stream deck.
I need Connor to try and have but it's a beautiful piece of kit. I have to say. Look at the buttons.
I can't pull my one out. It was too close to the wire. I've got one as well.
Oh, you have one too?
Yeah. I use it for like the match clocks and stuff like that. Connor programs it, so I just hit the button.
And did Connor set one out up for you? Right, Grant.
Connor,
if you're watching, you're getting a WhatsApp, Connor.
He's away with his missus today, but I'm sure he'll sort it out when he gets back. Lads, I'm going to call it there. 6:30 tonight for myself on Twitch. Watch along the AFCON final. 9 o'clock, Mr. Paddy Murphy on Twitch for FIFA streaming, and Mr. Chris Stonage will be back with us tomorrow night as well with Paddy for the Night Agenda. Thank you guys for tuning in. Happy birthday again to Liz. Don't forget to drop a like, hit that subscribe button. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye now.